Okay, everyone, this is just a little description of space in the principles of design. And of course, you can back up what I'm going to talk to you about here by using your floral textbook. And we've really been talking about space the entire year. Every time we design, we're talking about giving every flower its own place in the sun. We say that. Sometimes we use greens or filler in between main flowers to separate them, but I'll show you what we're talking about. So just in general, not just in floral design, but in general, positive space is the area where there are forms, in our case, plant materials are placed. So if there's some kind of plant material there, that's positive space. Negative space is the area where there's nothing present. So for example, if we look at the airplane in this little illustration, the airplane would be the positive space. That's where there is something. And then all the black background around it would be the negative space. There's nothing there. This is an optical illusion that I like. If at first you see a vase, then see if you can find faces. And if you're seeing the faces easily, look at it for a few seconds and see if you can see the vase instead and kind of play with that. So if we were looking at this yellow vase, for example, then the vase would be the positive space, and then all this white around it would be the negative space. If we were looking at these faces, one on each side here in the black, those would be the positive space, the face itself, and then the white would be the negative space. So positive is where there is something, negative is where there is nothing. This is by an artist named M.C. Escher, and he is famous for his optical illusions as well as his use of black and white. And if you just let your eyes move around on this, maybe focus on all the black elements first. So you would be making all the black elements the positive space. You're going to see things like an elephant, some fish, maybe a chameleon, and then play with your eyes and switch it and try to focus on the white. Sometimes that takes me a second to be able to change. And then you might be able to see a kangaroo, a snail. So again, positive space in these kind of pieces of art are what we make them, right? Where our eyes settle. Here's another M.C. Escher. Up on the top, you can focus on those white birds, or then you can focus on the black birds and see if you can find some gray birds. All right, so in floral design, positive space is where we have plant materials. So these very dark purple calla lilies are positive, and these stems on the bottom of the vase are positive. And then all this area in between and around the outside would be negative space. We want to add one more definition today, and that is a void. A void is an open space or break in a design that connects one area of positive shape with another. So if we go back to that particular design, here's the void right here in the middle, right? This area, because of this stem that has been cut and is reaching across from one area of positive space to the next area of positive space, that's considered a void. All right, so here is an example design that has very little negative space. All of these flowers on top you can see are touching each other. They're making a very nice round shape, but there really is no negative space. There are no open places up on top where there is nothing. There is negative space in the vase down here on the bottom. There's this orange sand on the bottom, and so that's positive. There's something there. So really, it's just the space between these stems that would be negative space. Now on this type of design, we see a lot of negative space, and we haven't made a lot of designs like this year. We need to do that so that we can focus on leaving even more dramatic negative space. So every place we have plant material, it's positive. all these spaces in between that have nothing there, here, right, all around the outside and coming down between these stems. This is what we're talking about when we're saying give every flower its own spot. Don't overcrowd them all the time. All of that would be negative space. When we talk about space, we have to also talk about shape or form. And so I wanted to show you this illustration because I want to point out that even though we can only see half of this person's face, our mind knows there's another half of the face there, and our mind fills it in. So we don't immediately look at this and think literally, oh, there's a person with half a face. No, we look at it and we just see the whole person, even though all of this is blacked out. So let me show you how that works in floral design. Here's a triangular design. All right. So here's one side of the triangle coming across the bottom, one going up this side, one coming down this side. But it's not a perfectly solid triangle. And that's what I was trying to say, is that we don't have to fill in every space in order to still have the viewer see the shape that we intended. And so see how there's negative space over here around this gladiolus on both sides? And there isn't a perfect line going down the side, but our mind looks at this and sees a triangle. Here's another one that's a triangle. So this is a sympathy design, right? This would be like at a memorial service. Here's the urn. And so a lot of times these will have a companion design sitting next to them. And so here's our triangle. Okay, comes this way. That's one side. Here's another side. Look at all this negative space from point to point, and then it's going to come down this way. So even though we don't have any plant material in here, if I was to ask you the question, what shape is this? You would see that it's a triangle. This is just one more example of positive and negative space as we're finishing up here. Positive space is where we have plant material. Negative space is where we do not. All right, and we are not going to do this drawing lesson today. And so those are the basics of what you need to know about space. Thank you.